enough temperature for my tropical house plants, and then cool enough temperatures in certain areas of the house to dry a gigantic cannabis crop. It's not really working out for me, but I'm doing it.
Everybody's doing it. Pinkies up. Y'all got him up? We're all hoity-toity this morning. See those pinkies. What's everyone doing today?
Oh, doing okay. Traveling here. So how about yourselves? CG trimming up.
We even trimming our pinkies up over here.
Well, you better. That's the way it has to be.
Yeah, we're into some Hawaiian now. This is the Hawaiian I pulled out of the veggie garden. So they're a little shaggy, once they're dried up, but I'll hit that with the scissors and make it nice. Last night I smoked a joint of it and I giggled like a schoolgirl. So I don't know if it was my day-long consumption of cannabis or that joint at the end that did it, but we're going to do some more field testing today and smoke a bunch of the Hawaiian and see if it makes us giggle.
Field testing sounds fun.
Yes.
Field testing is always fun.
Yeah, I got so much more to trim still. So we're just at it over here.
Trimming and testing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the way it should be.
Yeah. Was able to get some out to Weed Nerd the other day too, so he was able to test some of Dan's Banana Daddy, Black Widow Cross, and some other, I forget some other stuff I sent. Some of Magpie stuff too, so that was cool.
Nice. So which one are you trimming on this morning?
This is what I call the Hawaiian veggie garden because it was just in the veggie garden. So it was one of the Hawaiian Black Widow crosses. But here, let me grab you one of the arms. I'll show you. Sorry, I got a big bushel of them. It threw down. So we got some nice big branches there with lots of little buds on it. But it could have went a little longer. Most stuff in the garden could have. But my time constrictions and stuff right now happening, I just didn't have that options.
Well, when you grow like an 18 week strain in fucking Canada in the soil, it kind of gets hard, but
yeah, it did kind of finish up a little bit. Like the weather was pushing it along. It was darkening up. It was the flowers were like tightening up at the ends. All the pistils had retracted and turned color. Like it looked like it was finishing, but I think it was just retiring. It wasn't truly finishing. It was just shutting down for the season. So before, that's the thing with some cannabis. Once it hits that weather up here in Canada, it can start to die because of the cold and all that. And you have to take it before that plant material switches from alive to not, because then you're into a whole other stage of shit when it comes to the drying and curing. It's pretty well rotten at that point. So I'm curious because I've had 2 nights of really hard frost, to see when the sun comes up here in the backyard, what's thriving and if anything's got some damage or not. Because yeah, they've been frozen a little bit here, and I still have the full garlic up, so gotta get that. Well, there's one row of tops came off it, like maybe a dozen tops. So there's still a 6 foot tall plant out there. And their purple is all hell too.
Nice.
Damn near black at this point, yeah. Well, I harvested like 2 weeks ago thinking, okay, I got to get it all down. It's just taking me so long and this and that. That garlic's ran an extra 2 weeks than most of it now. So.
You're just soaking up that beautiful fucking cold weather.
Oh, yeah.
Loving it out there.
Yeah. I can actually, well, once I finish this bin here, I'll take these out for a little walk. Check it out.
Hey, wait, I think my garden light goes on from like 7 to 7 now rather than 6 to 6 because I'm definitely not going to adjust for fucking daylight savings time because I don't care that much. So,
yeah, your grow just shifted.
That might be right. I don't know if that'll be a nice thing or a bad thing, but at least now, like in the mornings, I can get up and like get in there.
Shit,
Yeah.
that means
Nice,
mine
man.
doesn't go on until like 9 o'clock now instead of 8. Fuck that. I'll be adjusting. I already don't like wait till 8 o'clock in the mornings as it is, but it's like, to be honest, on like a Sunday like this, my old lady ain't getting out of bed at 8 o'clock in the morning. Fuck that. Her first day off, right? It's so I should know better, but it's actually, you know what, for the 9 a.m. probably would be more suiting now that I'm sitting here thinking about it and how early and often am I actually able to get in there. But no, I will be fucking with my timing because I'm just like that. You don't tell me, I tell you.
That's right. I may at some point go and like completely readjust my schedule because we usually run some AC in the evening. And so with the time of year that, since we're in kind of like, it's fucking hot in the day and cold at night and getting all kinds of crazy, I think maybe I'll just run during the night so that I can keep those cooler temperatures in my room. But
Understandable.
that'd probably be the only reason I'd switch off. But I like to be in my room, so that's why I usually run during the day. So I'm not gonna get green lights. I'm not gonna work under green light and do any of that crap. I can't stand that. I do my work when lights are on and plants are up and doing their thing. So, I kind of that's always why I've kept my schedule during the daytime.
It's funny because I with the way I get up way too early in the morning, I would be better off to be able to do some of my lights earlier in the day, which I do, like veg stuff like that. I can get to stuff like right here. Well, look at that. I got some Lilith right there, right? That I can play with water, do all that while everyone's sleeping. But it's for the bloom and stuff like that. I always keep with daylight hours ish, right? Or normal operating hours, I guess you could speak, 8 till 8, just because my free time is never at the same time every day. You hear a lot of people that preach consistency with plants, like ideally feed them the same time every day. Shit like that. That's not me, man. My life is all over the fucking place. So it's just kind of whenever, like, there's a lot of times since I've been doing the grow, not a lot, I shouldn't say that, probably, but at least 3 or 4 times, I would say. I got cocoa going on in the tent right now. So I should be feeding daily. Absolutely. And there's been times where I won't be able to get in there with to feed up properly, mix some nutrients and everything. So I'll just grab some fucking water and just like dump it in the cocoa to keep it moist, sort of thing. So I'm like, oh fuck, I'm on the verge of potentially drying out if I don't do something. That's why I'm using soil on the next round, because it's just the daily attention is a little bit. Where it has to have daily attention, yeah, that's it. It's just not ideal for my lifestyle.
Man, yeah, I can post them. Yay! That's right.
That's a great call there,
Hoobie.
So let's kind of get into this one now. It's meant to be a little bit of fun and tongue in cheek, honestly. Now, we do have a definitive answer on this based on the latest scientific methods. However, we're kind of, we want to have some fun with this, right? We all grow weed. I think Hoobies, fuck man, I don't think they're, you know, other than the definitive answer, I don't know if there is a better possible answer than that one there, because we all grow some really dank weed. But there's certain areas that have reputations. You know, you hear freaking the Cali folks, oh, hey, we got all the Cali weed over here, and we all just kind of laugh at them. I got BC, you know, like BC bud. We've heard about that. And at one point in time, it was traded pound for pound with cocaine straight across over the border. You know, Michigan doing a lot of really cool shit. What about Ontario? We got the Midwest, the East Coast, where sour diesel and all that shit comes from. And like so many other places all over. Like, so it's just a lot of fun. Like it's, you know, we talked a little bit about this pre-show on like it's so many different variables, you know, like if we're all indoor growers, you can kind of make things even across the board. So we can take that into effect or into account or not, or we can kind of talk strictly outdoors, which in that case, I would have to take myself right out of the fucking running because I can't even get plants to finish outdoors. Too damn fucking cold right now with the few inches of snow we got going on out there, right?
Question.
Looking like Fluff's got that you guys got like some great soil down in Fluff's area for growing, right? So that could put you in running right there, you know, East Coast. What you got? Sorry, GB, I didn't mean to cut you off there, brother.
It's all good. I don't want to forget what I'm going to ask. I know BC is renowned for its cannabis growing. The West Coast, basically all the way down the West Coast is. It's tough for the guys in BC because you live in an area where you say you can't finish plants, but within a day you can drive to a place where is world renowned for growing top notch fucking grade A cannabis. So it's like, where exactly in BC is it that they grow all the good stuff? Like, is there a
down south? Down south near the border, I think it's. I honestly, I think the BC bud that a lot of us have heard about over the years is just indoor growers with good strains kind of thing, where most people around didn't have good strains, right? And you know, it's when the cream kind of rises up. A lot of this was outdoors, so I would say, but with like, you know, that's my thoughts. And knowing people that used to grow down when you have a house in Vancouver, usually it's like being you're so population dense, usually it's your attic or your basement that's lit up kind of thing. We'll just kind of leave it to that. It's one of those things.
I don't think we can judge areas by indoor grows. You know, if you're going to put soil together in your Canada, California, whatever, if you are smart enough to control your climate, and you know, if you're making your own soil or you're salt feeding, whatever, if you are just kind of 100% in control of that environment, I don't really think you know, when we're talking indoor, it doesn't matter whether it comes from Cali, fucking Illinois, Canada, you know, it's all indoors. You know, it's kind of its own game. But when you talk about the distinction of who has the best outdoor, that's definitely a game to start talking, because you know, you're right. It's been world renowned that everyone says, you know, it's in Cali, it's in Amsterdam, right? It's in fucking the East Coast where the sour D. The one thing when you think about the weed from all that and why they have such a big game is they're all like in ports, right? They're all near the coast, the water, where shit gets shipped in. You know, us here in the Midwest, there was some pretty steep, the Mideast, there was some pretty steep penalties for growing specifically. Now, right, we grow probably some of the most nutritious food and some of the healthiest plants in the world through the soil here. You know, we have amazing soil in our area. You know, some of the best in the States. But right, we are competing with things like the Emerald Triangle for their soil, things like that. Right, you know, we don't have their weather. You know, but we're close enough, and we have a good swing to where our soil can really get itself fucking moving better. You know, it can really regenerate itself and do its job when it has that winter break. So, you know, there's just there is something about the Midwest, the centralized United States cannabis, that's always hit fucking just a little bit better for me. And it's not just because I'm here. I used to, Colorado weed was great back in the day. But what it was better than just the shit that was shipped in. But it couldn't touch, the growers. That was the thing. So yeah, it's hard to get into that, but I'm always going to be on the Midwest side, man. Give me some Midwest greenhouse weed all day long.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's another, because I feel like this is, like I said, there it is, other than our one definitive answer. Like, it's just so hard to pick, like, because there is so many variables that come into play in this one, right? Like, honestly, how much of it comes down to ego? Right? We all want to be the winner. You know what I mean? Myself included, guys. But like I said, if we're talking outdoor stuff, for me in my area of British Columbia, I have to be fucking bounce the fuck out. But also how much of this would maybe come down to better cuts, better strains, cultivars, because that could be it too. Like, what if, say, like we're talking about East, anytime the East Coast comes up, we always seem to be bringing the sour diesel into it as well, right? So I am a huge diesel fan over here. So is it maybe that if we're going to say the East Coast was potentially, is it be just because they had like that diesel funk and they're like, that's what they really got rocking, and they had diesel before anyone else? So is that what, and then maybe when BC had its recognition name back in the 90s, is it maybe BC just had better cuts than other people going around at the moment, maybe? And then shit passes around and other people get better stuff, sort of. Any sense to that?
I think a lot of it had to do with just the quantity that was coming out of BC and the freshness. You know what I mean? We'd get a lot of stuff in from the ports in Montreal and stuff, and God knows where that was coming from. It was always a packaged, complete, that's cartel shit coming in that side of the country. But when it's coming internally from BC and just being driven across over to Ontario and stuff, and even down into Seattle and that's what they called the beasters, because they were just big, giant, fucking quality buds, right? And they were big and they were green and they smelled good and they tasted good. And it was kind of there was an insurgence there from BC for a while where it was going everywhere. Big, huge, fat green buds all over the place from BC. And it's just,
I think
there's a movie about
Kingfisher fucking kind of nailed it with this one, man. When you think about, right, Noob said in the comments, people have been importing from Cali. Cali's had the loosest laws for the longest amount of time. That's why everyone because there's just been more U.S. grown stuff. So they've just had the ability and the looseness to be able to get away with it. You couldn't have moved that much product out of the fucking Midwest without spending a lifetime in prison. They were getting slaps on the hand for shit like this back in the day. So, that's really where that boils down to. You had that, you just had that ability to do it in a broader sense than most others did. That's why a lot of people just even have fond memories of Mexican Prick. I mean, it was what was there. It was widely available. It was good. It was, sometimes, but
if you ain't sat on a curb and rolled up some sticks and pebbles, man, come on. Like, that's, if you ain't smoked a little, I even got brickweed up here, man. I don't know how it got all the way up here, but we had it.
I feel like, okay, so if Cali is able to move the most weed, is it necessarily the best, though? Just because you have more quantity, is it the best? Because that's what we are trying to narrow down. Who has the best? The stuff where when you smoke that joint, give it two, because, you can't fly on one wing, you know how it is. But you smoke those two joints and you're just fucking whammed, like on the couch, like we ain't doing shit today. Turn a movie on, good night kind of stuff. And it's like 5 a.m. Okay, and so you already know how to do it. Type stuff. That's what we're looking for. Cheers, Lobster.
It all just boils down to the like of the winemakers and everything else, man. You're gonna get the terroir, the soil, the fucking highfalutin fancy pants shit. It's you really are soon just going to be able to pick from your region. You know, like I said, maybe it is really, I do like the Midwest region. Fuck, maybe I like you know, shit that comes from Europe, but I won't know until like that stuff gets imported fresh, good quality. You know, things like that. And that's where, you know, I think we'll definitely find different, more and better terps when we start growing outdoors in these other places. And it's just going to be, you know, you're going to find the dominant terps in areas that do better, and that's what they're going to start getting known for. I think personally, you know, you're going to have those equatorial areas and things like that where they have those super long seasons. They're going to be putting out those nice lemony sativas, those hazes. They're going to do it better. You know, here in the Midwest where, you know, you're going to shut down, I think we can really fucking grow those indicas, you know, the shorter running plants a little bit better. You know, we've got the soil, we've got the right atmosphere for them. Let's fucking do it. You know, I think that's where you're really going to find the difference when it all comes down.
Oh shit! Now Alberta enters the mix now as possibly the best weed out there.
Alberta,
Colton, all fucking snooty shit don't stink. Fucking the best is in my
good oil and like cows.
Cheers, Colton. I hope you're having a great morning, brother. Just fucking making fun of you.
Alberta's like the Canadian Texas. Give me some oil and some beef, and fucking leave the weed to the other people.
Alberta fucking rules, dude. Man, I fucking
is everything bigger and better in Alberta?
Kinda, yeah.
I don't know about bigger, but better.
For a quarter year of my life. Quite a while.
Oh.
No good for me. I was.
But it does make me wonder a little bit, you know, when you talk about some of these diesel or these fuely strains, you know, where they were bred, where they came out, what, you know, obviously it's the person who breeds it is going to bring what they want, you know, to the table. But it is interesting that, you know, we may see that some of these flavor profiles are a little more local, you know.
Well, it's like, how did Indiana bubblegum come about? Why isn't it just like bubblegum? Why does it have to be Indiana? I guess it was bred there or whatever.
That bad shit came out of Indiana.
Yeah. And doesn't it have like the worst cannabis laws ever? That makes that kind of
the worst what?
Doesn't it have like real shitty cannabis laws?
Oh yeah. Fucking everywhere in the Midwest it was not great. But I think is Indiana one that's still holding on to not legalizing, or did they finally legalize here? I don't fucking remember. But I do know that that was one, you know, when we went to Michigan, when we went to other parts where if we were going to travel through Indiana, we definitely calmed the fuck down to go through Indiana. So,
is that actually true there, Kingfisher? Indiana bubblegum from Illinois?
Probably nothing really good comes out of fucking Indiana except fucking corn. And shit, I think Iowa's got them beat on that one. So
that's interesting to me. I think what we need to do here real quick is ask the people, are you in the Top Chatter Live? Stalling for time while I hold. They have videos of this up and ready to go. All right.
You know, now, there's another one. That's another famous strain that just got thrown out. The old Death Star, one with all kinds of controversy and people claiming and fucking this and that, but it's another one that I think regardless of where it's claimed, it's kind of a Midwest strain. You know, there was a couple good ones that really got pulled out of here, but I always thought that one was interesting. So many people get so butthurt about the Death Star. I just leave it alone, man. I love getting that chat started and watching those people just go fucking ape shit about it because I know like very little.
Okay.
But I know enough that I can get them all fucking riled up.
Okay, are you good for a second now? Because I got something very important that I would like to do that we don't do very nearly often enough. I want to do a Patreon shout out to everyone that we got going on here. Just recently, Archie Be Grown signed up for our Patreon. We thank you so much for that support, brother. We appreciate you and everyone else. So let's start with the newest, the latest, and not so much the greatest, but y'all are awesome. Archie Be Grown, we got Big Word, Artman, She Grows the Dank, Jay Patrick, Couch Flyer, Delman, Kingfisher, Day Neutral Preserves, 311 Mixed Up, New Grows, Z's Garden, South Nelson Farms, G-Bay Genetics, Chef Paul the Great, my old lady Ashley, and Crazy Pop Mom. Thank you all so much for the support. Thank you all for coming and showing up every morning, every Sunday morning. Like, this is great. I love waking up and happy times like this, smoking weed with good people and having great conversation and having a fun little debate on, where's the good stuff.
Oh, you know what? I think we could still do the giveaway today if you want to. It's going to be a mystery today. You're going to get what you get. We got a fun pack from them. You get some Sabango sunflower seeds. I will actually throw in three. I will throw in three of our local breeders from this crew. I will give something from me, Thunder Dan, and from Rosin Man, and also some of the genetics that Noob sent our way. So that will be today's mystery. So,
or we just wait till Tuesday.
It's up to you. We can do that.
Here's one that I do want to mention though. I will play instead of today's giveaway. We'll wait till that one till Tuesday. If you're not there ready to do it, we'll just hold off. To me personally, it's all that important. But back on 420, we did a big giveaway, and there was over 20 packs of seeds that we were giving away. That thing has been shipped back to me twice. One time made it over the border, one time it didn't, and I'm just I don't get it. So I can't get a hold of the person. They won't respond to see if we can, hey man, like, do you want this or not? So I'm just going to actually directly award that to Lori Edburn. I had a great conversation with you yesterday morning, or at least I thought it was pretty great just bullshitting with you. And you have a package going out for you anyways. So we're just throwing that one in there on top of, the beans that you were getting from Fluff there. And I threw in some of the Hunza Valley crosses as well that you were already going to get. And there might be something in there from my missus as well. She likes to do the crocheting and all that. Because one of the things that she let slip is that it's her birthday coming up on the 22nd. And, like, happy birthday and all that shit. And we'll say it again when the 22nd gets here.
Well, happy birthday to her and congratulations. And she's awesome, man. She's around the community. She's helping out. She's talking. She's active. Congratulations.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good wins for people who deserve it.
That's kind of how I feel, man. And to be another thing, honestly, on the 22nd, her birthday, I've got something that going on that I'm trying to make happen. So, if, like the good mojo, right? Send that energy out into the universe and maybe it comes back and shit along as well. So this is going to be fun. Yeah, my plants outdoors don't look like that. My sunflowers are kaputted.
Yeah, it's still looking pretty great out there. Throw him on the big screen there, Caribou. I don't think I can.
Yeah, you can. It's just I can't remember how to do it. I figured it out on the phone before, but you run the risk of shutting everything down because we don't have.
This is the last one we got standing pretty well. This is the garlic cookies, and it's looking good.
Yeah, man.
Go very, very. I found no rot on it. I found no mildew, no bugs. Clean as a whistle. Weed Nerd said he had put a scope to some of the stuff I sent him to, and it was looking a-okay. So I'm pretty happy with that. But yeah, this girl's got to come down soon. They got frozen twice now. They're starting to fall over. There's still ice on the ground. I can feel it on my feet. So yeah, it's over. But check this out, Fluff. These are the BAMs, the bottoms of the BAMs. And they're just fucking banging.
Fuck yeah.
That's some frosty stuff right there. So that's the BAM 3. Got the BAM 2 still going, still green as all could be. Doesn't want to transition at all, but it's finishing up nice. And then this one, this is BAM 1, man. It's just
That is one thing, man. They love most cold when it gets out. You know,
look at the
that
frost
outdoor
on that.
cold season. I absolutely love that shit.
Yeah, so I still got a bunch of harvesting. Like this plant, this is the third round I'll be taking off this thing. So it gave me some weight for sure. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful flower. Sad when this time comes
Nice.
because, you know, all this consistent freezing in the morning, these won't make it another.
Right.
Another
You
couple
can only get away with freezing them so many times before you are just gonna lose it one morning.
And then we got the lonely. I saved these two little guys when the banana daddy went down because there's 3 of them here, but I really wanted to try some like mature stuff. So I've managed to save myself these little guys. Get myself a little 1/4 ounce. So I've got a branch or 2 down here as well, which is still nice and healthy, no rot or anything or mildew. But that's pretty well a wrap for 2024, guys. We look out and looks pretty barren, right? That's it. We got a couple tops left. One more round to fill in that basement. Oh God, we've been at it 2 weekends in a row now. Probably be 3 or 4 by the time we're fully done. But yeah, that's it. I'm coming back inside because it's fucking freezing out there. Like, plus my parents moved in too, so now I got roommates and stuff. And the whole dynamic of everything's changing. We got to, grow rooms being switched around today. I got some of the tents emptied, so logistically, everything's shifting. But we're gonna do it. Keep on trucking.
Yeah, good. Hey, you know, like you said, it's a little depressing this time of the year, but it is also so nice, man. You know, getting just that absolute. Well, shit. Here, I'm trying to fix this, man. Remove. No, I don't want to do that. Ooh, right there, I found it. Oh, bam.
I was just about to get it too. I thought I was being sneaky, and I went to the bathroom. I was like, oh, I got to pee so bad. I was like, oh, G-Bay's touring, perfect. And then I just got busted. Thanks, guys.
But man, I really do absolutely love, like I said, when you can get those temperature drops on the outdoor weed and really just get it cold, it brings out so much character. Whether, not even just in colors, but in the terpenes and things. Man, so many more terps are left there in the plant, and man, it's so awesome.
I see.
That is the joy.
Here, what are the terps like on that name? Is that actually pretty chocolatey, or I'm interested?
Man, I've always he sent me a little pack of that. I want to get it running. I've never really found anything that I consider chocolatey. It always went in like kind of, I don't know, woody, barky, earthy, but I never really could get that chocolate smell. It's just not something that translates, or maybe I don't have that fine enough fucking nose. So,
no chocolate.
But yeah,
I feel
I've
like
never found like that.
I feel like Colton's Daryl Strawberry Chocolate Peaches has a very faint chocolate to it. If it's very faint, but it is there. That's one that I absolutely love. And actually, if the thing I was talking about on the 22nd works out, I'll be actually at Colton's place on the 23rd, I believe. Is that how that math works? For a quick visit, stopping through on the way through to the in-laws.
Nice. Always good to stop in and see the fucking crew.
Well, it's cool, and we're gonna hopefully be in that area. Anyways, I like the F daylight savings time too, Clay. And this is one where it actually directly affects me in my work day, right? Like I work outdoors, and I do actually get the advantage of the light in the, because right now it's, yeah, trust me, it works in my favor, but my thing is just leave the fucking clocks alone. Because, you know, maybe in the winter I could start my day a little bit later instead of having to get up at fucking 5 a.m, which means I'm usually.
Well, maybe I'd just rather fucking start my day in the dark and have a little evening, you know, light, you know, so that you can accomplish something in the evening.
Yeah.
You know, like I am more of like, I don't give a shit what it looks like outside while I'm at work. Like I want a good, nice, you know, after work. So yeah, screw all that. It would be perfect if they didn't switch it. You get that evening.
Yeah, I'm fine with just leaving well enough alone. And well, no, I guess now we got to change because, right? Cause we want to change it because we don't want the daylight savings switching going on. But what do y'all think in the chat there? Fucking let us know about that. Are you fucking boo or yay for the daylight savings? It's just, I don't know.
I'm actually, man, I think I'm a little bit glad. I don't think I heard that Rosin Man came my way. He was talking about coming this way before winter hits to just kind of have a little sesh with some of the Midwest Garden Club there, and he was talking about maybe doing it this weekend. And sounds like he's not there, and I'm glad he's not. I'm not there, but yeah, hopefully, you know, that's a thing, man. Hopefully we get a little Midwest meet up here soon. Some of the guys get back together because it's so good to have so many nerds together to talk about some shit. Strawberry, that's another one. You know what? I don't think I've ever found a good strawberry. Not one that smelled strawberry. Maybe like the strawberry leaf. I think I was talking with Terp about this the other day. I was talking with somebody about just the strawberry terps, and you know, maybe I just can't get that, like I said, that fine note of that terp, and it's there. But you know, when I've smelled things like some strawberry cough, things like that, it wasn't really like the fruit to me. I get like sort of the an almost essence of something that could sort of be considered strawberry, you know. So I don't know. So, but that's also one that I don't think it's the strawberry cough never stood out to me. Nothing with specific strawberry when it came to effect of any of those strains really like jumped out to me to be like, yeah, what's up?
We didn't care for strawberry cough personally. A buddy of mine gave me some feminized seeds of that, and I think we might have cut like the clones as you usually do when you flip something, just in case it's good. But I think it was like after the first or second time we grew it out, it was done. Like, for no need for further use of this plant. Yeah, it made me cough, but I agree, no strawberry.
Yeah, it made me cough. No strawberry. Got the cough part right, but you can't just call the weed cough. That sounds weird.
Yeah. But I've heard good things about what's that, strawberry starburst from Irie as well. But
see, I like this. I tried that with garlic last year, noob, and it was fucking no extra garlic terps, man. I think I read that somewhere too. God, this is something about co-planting with fucking strawberry. Oh, but that is an interesting one. I need to go back into that research because I thought it was really neat about oh man, who was it? It was shit, I don't even know. But it was just about co-planting with different things like thistle and milkweed and things like that to bring out different amounts and different terpenes, period, by being co-planted in, on, and around, you know, sharing the root zones, things like that. So just that there is some form of correlation with terpenes and things that are co-planted around it and what it might bring out in the plant. So
that would be awesome, though. Like if there wasn't like a direct correlation between co-planting and flavors, you could steer your crop pretty fucking easy.
That'd be a hell of an easy crop.
Strawberries all over the fucking place.
Well, I did laugh. What was it? Bam last year was done in my garlic bed, and Right, just joking. There was no garlic in that. It didn't happen. But, and the garlic wasn't any weedier. But so I haven't noticed that. But I've always got things inside, especially the outdoors. It's got all kinds of things co-planted with it. And it definitely has things like thistle. There's milkweed in the area, anything and everything, weeds, fucking all of that. I try to keep it a bit controlled. Sometimes, life gets away from me, but you definitely notice things like that. They are higher in the terps, so it's super interesting. But I would definitely like to go see like actual testing, and I know that's what I saw originally, and what I was looking at was that they were definitely seeing that the co-planning aspect was it was like a fair percentage of increase in terpenes. So, yeah, but maybe that's why outdoors is always king, right? It was always shit around. It's never a perfect atmosphere. I think we've talked about that before. Or a little bit of stress, a little bit of your plant training and things. They add the stress to it. They do all that, and it seems a lot of times you can get more terpenes out of those than just that super baby that's never been touched. It's been in a perfect atmosphere, in that grow room. That stuff never has any character. It's always lacking terps. Or someone like you say one thing, it's it's myrcene dominant weed. There you go.
Well,
It's got that one note.
You're growing fucking millennial plants, right? They've always had everything given to them. They've never had to struggle for nothing.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It really does seem, those plants that can get a little bit of something, they do have a little more something to them. And I really don't know if, while I do absolutely love the consistency of an indoor grow, I don't know if there's anybody can really argue that outdoor weed's usually better, better effect, better taste. It's not typically grown, I don't think of the flower to be more quality, but I do find the effects and the terpenes to be better,
Yeah.
I need more experience with outdoor weed. I've only tried limited amounts. Dudes like G-Bay and Noof have sent me package before where I know it's grown outdoors and I've liked it. That Oaxacan that Noof was sending me was pretty badass there. But like it's to try it, I guess this means I got to grow more outdoors. So I can have proper judgment on this. My dad, speaking of his outdoor stuff, though, I don't know which percentage is actually growing outdoors and which is the stuff that he grew partly outdoors and then came and brought it indoors and whatnot. But he just chopped all his plants down 2 or 3 days ago and has them hanging drying. So I guess I'll be up there in about a month and I can do some taste testing and seeing and finding and see how his outdoors did or his partial outdoors. Well, man, makes me nuts.
To answer that question from chat there, best way to put it would be I'm near Midland. I don't live in Midland, but I'm closest. That's the closest largest town. Right on the shores of Georgian Bay. So if you're in Lindsay, I'm like 45 minutes. What is 45 minutes south? Lindsay would be down Highway 12. I'm not too far from Lindsay, anyways.
Yeah. Let's see. There we go. Let's get this. This right here. I 100% agree with this comment, man. And I think that's when it really gets to looking at an experienced grower and or cultivator, somebody who knows what they're looking at, what they're putting in the ground, what they're growing, having that experience, knowing that will be a good outdoor strain. I think we've all figured out that those high lemon strains, they do a great job to help keep bugs away, things like that, right? There's great deterrent there with things like that. They handle the seasons well. There's something about that limonene that really does well outdoors. So it's just specifically, yes. You know, if you don't pick the right thing, you know, like G-Bay right there, saying the garlic cookies, it's the last thing out there. It's doing fucking great. All it's doing is great, gaining color, gaining more while it's out there. But that's because it's good. It's from that area. It's been kind of known, right? Like that was a strain that was given to you, G-Bay, right? That wasn't something you just picked.
No. My friends gave it to me. I don't know if they ended up doing it outdoor or not. I think I might have been the one that introduced it to the outdoor garden. But yeah, like you're saying, it did well. Even the last couple years, it did very well. But it's got that plant itself is I find it does well because it's got such a tight, small nug structure. It doesn't give room for intrusion of all that shit, right? Whereas you get these big, huge, tall colas, they can bind up with that moisture and, you know, shit gets in there.
Yeah, I was just gonna mention that, and I think it's a reason I like some of like these cake strains, things like that. I've always had great luck with them outdoors. They've always been super medicinal and they grow great. They love the outdoors, and but the problem I had with them is the insects really loved those terpenes, those sweet flavors, those things. They seem to if for me, it was if I can keep the bug control down, I love to put a cookies dominant strain outdoors. They fucking love it. They grow great out here. You know, it's typically not an issue, but you really got to pay attention to and have your IPM on point with that. Is what I've noticed.
Yeah, those BAMs, man, they did really well outdoor. And we just seen some of that late stuff. The shit, man. That's decent looking. I can't wait to pull that stuff in. I'm glad there's no rot or anything yet because I'm barely getting through what I got inside already. I've had to actually bushel it up now. What I've got is like I'll take all the stalks that I hang individually with their hooks, and now I've just bundled them up into bushels, put twine around them, tied them tight, and hang them in bushels. So instead of having rows, I've got actual like farmers' bushels hanging in my tent now to be able to condense it to move more material in. But you can't add material. It's not right to mix drying stuff if it's a day or two jogged. But I'm not about to put fresh outside weed in with my
with like a 2-week hang.
Yeah, not gonna happen, right? So I gotta figure that out and move some more stuff around. We got a little bit of work to do today for sure, but I got my friend here helping me, so the extra set of hands.
I've done that with a little bit of a slow introduction. You know, like not a whole plant, right? Not like half the fucking yard, like hanging for 2 weeks and then throw the other half in the yard. But I have slowly like introduced a plant into that, and have really had some decent luck. But not if you put a large amount. Like if you put the same amount that you got hanging in there, yeah, you're gonna fucking get some shit real wonky in there.
Yeah. Yeah, I see a couple comments here about the outdoors and stuff. Outdoor is larfy and leafy and all that jazz. What you got to do, and what I've started to notice over the years of actually concentrating on trying to grow like really good weed outdoors. Don't worry about the bottom 60% of the plant. Just don't even worry about it outdoors because it's not going to fucking serve you any purpose. You leave it there for some, people say solar panels help with some energy, bringing in through photosynthesis, whatnot. But don't even worry about it. Concentrate on the big top colas and just grow a little more. And you'll get down to the point where you can actually grow a good outdoor nugget where it's super tight. It's, I've had people tell me this is hard to distinguish from indoor. But as soon as you get down to that lower part of the plant, you're not distinguishing.
It's real easy to tell.
That's larfy outdoor. It is what it is. And if you don't take the time to do the processing, which I'm doing, you guys have seen how long it takes me to do all this shit, right? So it's like, you got to get them bucked down properly, dry them, all that stuff. You don't hang a whole plant, excuse me, leave it all leafy and shit. It gets too overwhelming. You're going to leave more leaf on it. Then eventually when it makes it to your tray, you're like, this is leafy as fucking outdoor, but I get you, man. Indoors has like, the controllability of indoor is it's a race car. Like they always say, the higher you take your grow style, there's more of like, it just consider it like that, like engine building. The higher you bring your grow up, the more fine tuned you can make those limitations and such.
I think most people
outdoors like
I think
racing
most
hot
people
air
say
balloons.
that shit outdoors and they're like, fucking, they start growing that plant and all of a sudden it's a 10-foot plant. They're like, holy shit, this is going to be awesome. And they let it do that. And you're like, they do minimal training, or they don't realize how many shoots that are just worthless shoots and stealing energy from what could be a good top, So the getting in there, you really have to trim down outdoor plants. If you want that tight structure, if you want that thing that looks like an indoor plant, you got to trim that bitch down. You got to strip her down, man. Like,
I missed a couple down here, but any of the ones that get generally up this much of the branch are just gone from the get-go. Don't even give them the time of day now. It's just, and every year I get a little more, and it's like eventually I've seen some plants that are trained too heavy. They've only got a tuft, like a little poodle tuft on the end of their branch. I'm like, oh, that's a little heavy for me. I don't know if I'd ever do it that heavy, but I'm leaving 5, 6, 7 nodes. And then when they do their stretch, like when I trimmed that, it was probably like this, and then by the time it fucking flowered and grew a couple more inches, I got myself a nice butt. But there's nothing on the meat. You'll get your.
I mean, like when we were out there for Booth Fest, and we got to play around and help you trim some of the plants real quick before we headed out there. That was kind of neat to see the way everybody kind of was dealing with plants and how to trim, and who you could see who may have like had more experience trimming an outdoor plant and who was more experienced trimming indoor plants, and who like just the extremes of differences of trimming, and obviously, if you're working on somebody else's garden, you're not going in there being like, I'm fucking show you what I do. You try to be respectful and do something towards them. Yes. Yeah, but I want to show you how well I've seen that. That's why I only trimmed like a third of that plant. And I asked you about fucking a quarter of the way through, remember?
The more aggressive and faster you do it, the better, man, because it's like it just needs to be done.
It really is. But yeah, man, and that is the key. You can get that indoor look, but you have got to trim that shit.
Work. And some strains just won't give it to you. Like it's just that's it too, right?
Some strains are just loose. That's just all there is to it.
Yeah, I know someone in chat were saying "fuck cookies," but like for the outdoor structure, it repels. Like the nugs are so tight and shit, I find it repels the water kind of and doesn't let anything in. They just don't get the weight. I don't have the weight that I'd like outdoors with that style of bud. They grow beautiful and they're easy to trim and everything's good, but if there's 5 categories to a perfect flower, it always falls short in one category by trading off the other, right? It's almost like those score systems where you have 100 points, to fill, but you only got 90 points to use, right? So someone's going to be missing some here.
Right. If there was a perfect plan out there, we'd all be smoking the same shit. Yeah. So just what it is, we're all looking.
Yeah, plug out there for Archie. I don't believe he was here when we did the Patreon roll call earlier. And got a team, man. Thanks for that Patreon love. Appreciate it.
It would be nice now to have some of that cookie structure with some like old school fucking sativa terps, like the high fruit kind of terps, the really, really tropical kind of stuff, because I've never seen
that. To make your own.
Well, there you go, right? Maybe a little project, because I've never seen that super tight nug structure with a super fruity, vibrant, aroma to it. So,
what kind of fruit you looking for?
Clay, don't be taking digs at Dan like that. Fucking, you see what?
Hey, what kind of fruit are you looking for? Because it's easy to find a high fruit profile in those cookies things. I mean,
is it?
I've literally had God damn it, what's that cereal? Fruity Pebbles.
Okay.
Like when you think of that, 100% have had Fruity Pebbles fucking weed.
Nailed it.
And I don't mind that.
It was rock hard nugget. It did have
absolutely cookie structure. That is you can find. I have said in the Black Forest, my preferred one has a little bit of a pine hit to it, right? It's a lemony pine cleaner fucking thing. The current pheno I am holding on to is like yellow Trix cereal. Like you just think of like the lemon part of Trix, but that's exactly what it reminds me of. And yeah, that's why I was holding on to it. I can do better because I can find the one that's got it's got a higher terpene content. It's a little lemonier. It's a little pinier. Mr. Thunder Dan knows what I'm talking about. When I get that one back, it will not go anywhere again.
The Fruity Pebbles is funny because I saw pictures of it and I was like, this is the most hyped up bullshit ever. Like literally weed with multiple different colors to it, kind of, sort of. And like, I'm like, whatever. And I ordered some off of a website from BC. And it showed up, and did it not have little tinges of red in the leaf and purple and shit? And it smelled like fucking berries, kind of. It was like, oh, I'm just getting a phone call here. 1 minute.
Yeah, it's definitely something that's in there. You can find it. I love those specific like fruit cereal terps in the weed too. I love
I feel like the Fruity Pebbles terps, like you were just saying, I feel like that's one of the more prevalent that you can find out here, where it's like something I can actually tie the flavor and smell to something. You get a lot of like nondescript fruit flavors out there, but that Fruity Pebbles specifically flavor and smells, I find that somewhat frequent. I like it out here. What's everyone smoking on? We never even got to that point in the day, I don't think. I've been kind of going back and forth between some Violator and some Pineapple Express today.
I have started the day with a little Sun Kiss from what was that last run? I don't know when it was, but anyway, a little Sun Kiss. I got a little Black Forest here with me, and then the morning medicated coffee. So that's what I started with.
Nice. Actually, Thunder Dan, I see you in there, and I've bugged you about this a few times now. I'm giving the last of your beans that I have to Lori Edburn in that package because I'd like to give her as much stuff from our growers as possible. And so that means I'm out of your beans. So whenever. I know we've talked. There's something coming up this way at some point in time. No rush, but Caribou's out. So we'll work on a bean swap of sorts.
It's in the cold ass garage.
What do you know about cold, noob? I question this.
Right? I question this also. What is cold for him? Like 55 degrees? He's like, oh, fuck, it's freezing out there.
Yeah. So it makes me think like he come visit me right now, or got a couple inches of snow outside.
Wait, are you like a couple of inches already?
Yeah, just in the last day or two. Sub 60.
Oh man. Hey, for any of the weird, for my fun peeps out there, what vapes you running? While I'm traveling today, I'm running my Tiny Mite. So nice little hard hitting thing for on the road. It irritates the shit out of me. It's one of these like you gotta pack the glass tube. There's the camera. You gotta pack a glass tube, so it's like one hitter style almost. But the thing is, it has a lot of fucking heat to it. So it hits not quite like a ball vape, but close enough that not close enough, but good enough that it's satisfying for me. Just smoking J's. Yeah. I've been smoking a little bit more fucking J's lately.
Oh, we had a runaway husky. Funny, that happens, eh? Neighbors messaging the ex-wife, and she's having to call me, and the dog's outside. Like, whoa, what the fuck?
Well, isn't that handy?
Get a husky. It's fun, they say.
Yeah, I was kind of laughing over the over Halloween. We're sitting on the porch getting ready to hand candy out and shit. And my fucking guard cat was trying to make sure that no happy kids could come anywhere near our place. So, so it's so funny to just think of like what a little 10-pound fur ball could actually fucking do.
Well, it's funny because like our dogs are super friendly, right? But Tundra here was greeting all the kids at the door with a little bark, right? We got her kind of penned off back here. Some of the kids are, young. Some of them are like, well, holy shit, they jump back all scared. I'm like, gotta stop doing that. Oh, you know what, Heart and Soul, Rue running around the neighborhood, getting the neighbors calling.
Fucking Rue.
Yeah. He's pretty awesome.
Hey, so speaking of dogs and weed, then see Tundra had my pick for the ones in the garden. Which one of the three BAMs has been the one that's treated you the best so far?
I want to say probably the number one, just because it's it's like the ever harvester. It's just like I keep going out there and I'm like, didn't I chop you down already twice? Fucking, there's a lot of tags in the tent that say BAM number one. So I'm just like, holy shit.
Nice.
Yeah, so honestly, I haven't really been keeping track of what I've been smoking from the outdoor. It's just been random table nugs that are sticking around. Except last night, I was like, you know what? I'm specifically going to try some Hawaiian. And like I said, I don't know if it was because I was consuming all day and I was just, the end of the night, but I was fucking laughing like a high school kid. Shit was funny to me. And I like that type of high where I was just not worried. I wasn't thinking about anything, in depth because, my life's in some shit right now. And I was able to escape that for a little bit and just laugh like a fucking kid. So that was pretty cool.
Yep, that's why every time I get super, super stoked I have the seeds. I need to grow them motherfuckers, but there's something about when High and Tight hands me some fucking weed and that triangle octane specifically, man, it's always giggly ass weed for us. Same thing. It's like just high school good time weed. And I need to get mine put in the soil because I have the crosses. But it's always like his that does it to me. It just makes me so fucking giggly. So it's like I'm worried if I grow it, like I won't be able to do the same thing, and then I'll ruin it for myself.
No, it's I've been growing so much. I don't know what the terps are on it, but like indica style weed. Easier flowering, shorter flowering, more heavier strains. Growing it more for the people around me, not so much for myself. So now it's time I'm going to really try to grow some of these, longer flowering, more vibrant kind of stuff. I call it the more electric weed.
Yeah, the stuff I don't grow.
Well, not many people do, just because it's kind of like it takes a while, and then you get paranoid and shit sometimes, right? The weeds, when it's too strong on that side of the spectrum, it can fucking spin you out.
Yeah, man. That's hell. I mean, it was a reason that the Hawaiians always stuck around, things like that. That was one of the first only weeds that ever gave me like a fucking straight up panic attack. Like, holy fuck! It can get me there. So in knowing that, I take it a little easy with it, or I harvest, way late. I bring it a little longer, but it's always usually that kind of stuff for me.
Yeah, it's
harvested my Hawaiian snow the other day. It's early, but it's kind of like it stopped doing anything. So as we've talked about before on the show, it's at the point of like if it's either shit or get off the pot, so it's it is what it is, and now I've got room for something that will actually grow and hopefully fill out and do all that, and so we'll see. We shall see how, because I've got cuts of the Hawaiian snow that I'm going to try growing in a different, I'll try bottle feeding these ones and see how they work out. And, you know, if it's better, it's better. Hopefully.
What's that Hawaiian
gotta-
snow? Does it have like a tropical aroma to it, or what's the terps on
Pepper. Straight fucking pepper, dude. It's, yeah. It looks and smells early on so far, like just like the other one that I had, but it never really actually filled out beyond about week 6. It just kind of stalled out and looked finished if you looked at it. And it's like, shit, this is supposed to be like a minimum of a 12-week strain. The other one I had was better at 14 weeks. But like said, if you could tell when the plant is just pretty well fucking done, whether it's because you've stressed it out or some other fucking thing. So we'll see. And if this is just not as good as the other one that I had, then that just means I can get rid of it and start running through those black Cuban rickshaws that I got from Jimmy over at Blackbird Preservations, because that's one that has me super interested.
Yeah. Well, one I've been wanting to look through, and I need to just get off my ass and get the beans in cups and do like a 12-12 run right from seed and just see what they do. Is some of my stuff from Ozark that's got the cherry pie kush in it. I've been wanting to find a cherry pie kush leaner for a long time. That, you know, as the building blocks to some of my favorite weed. So, you know, I just really like to get into that line. You know, it's just testing on my own has kind of put a damper on looking through other people's stuff. But went through the garden the other day and kind of made some rough decisions on some things, cleared out some space, and I'm going to clear out a lot of even more space. So, you know, it's time to get some of those up and get them looked at. You know, the things are falling into place anyway. So
I'm at the point where I'm like 5 weeks, I believe, it might even be 5 weeks today, I think, into the Lilith and those investment dogs where I got the 3 of them. And I got clones at them about that I'm pot and all that shit for sift through the keepers. What I'm trying to get at is like, I'm just about to eliminate 2 of those and being able to pop a bunch more seeds. So I'm just like, what do I do? But I kind of, like I said, I really like those black Cuban rickshaws, but I came across a bottle of my Violator F3s with, Dalton's Pond F3s with the Violator leaning terps in it. And I'm kind of just like, shit, what about those? You haven't fucking worked these in, I think, about damn near 2 years at this point. And I mean, time to maybe run through those, because I got a bag of Violator recently, and it was actually, it's not grown as well as I've seen it in the past, but it's still sticky, you know, like when you're like touching it with your fingers and shit like that. Wicked resin rails coming down, where like the night we got it, I remember the old lady sitting at the desk in the bedroom smoking one, and just like go look at her, she's got fucking gobs of black shit all over her teeth and lips and stuff, right? So, and like to the point of it almost looked like you're smoking like a second generation roach, right? Like it's not just a little bit of
just
everywhere.
Straight grossness.
Yeah,
love that.
You know, it's been a hot minute since we've had that, because it's just, you don't find that around here. So, but I feel like that's a testament to not dehydrating the shit out of your weed and letting it dry right out, you know? Like if you can package it with the moisture, getting your proper cures in there and stuff, because I think that's one of the big problems is a lot of the weed you find around here has just been thrown in a giant plastic Ziploc until, you know, we can sell it all, sort of thing. And there, once, you know how we always say, like, once you fucking dry it, you can rehydrate it, but it's never the same. And I feel like that's part of the reason why, you know, you get the resin rails and build up on this stuff.
Hey, real quick one. G-Bay, did you see that message there in chat? Like lining your trim bin with parchment definitely helps.
Yes, I did see that. Yeah, I missed the boat this year. I probably will do it next year, but you know what? Honestly, I don't know. Like I just scrape it with a card and put it into the jar, right? I'm just trying to keep it
I
sandy.
don't worry the most about it. Like, I know I've scratched the shit out of my trim bin and it's going to hold some and stuff, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Like, I got enough, you know?
I'm not too worried, yeah. But that is a great idea.
You know what
You can lift it up and then dump it into something, right? But the amount I'm doing in the organized, like, I don't know. I'd fucking, knowing me, I'd try to pick it out of there and flick it by accident and send it flying or something stupid. I'm pretty awesome sometimes at screwing up, so one less variable for me, probably better.
Oh, shit.
I don't own one. I guess I could go out and purchase one.
You better go get one, bud. You gotta, and the thing is, man, you gotta make it like really. You gotta have a real good conversation when you go into the adult store, because you're gonna have to find one with a nice, powerful motor. So you have to ask questions, right? You have to make sure you get a quality product with a powerful motor to get the job done. So when you go to purchase this, we need a video. Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see what's happening.
I remember when I
was
was
in town anymore. We used to have one, but I don't know if it's there anymore. I will have to venture to the next town over and see what's at.
I remember when I was in like my early 20s, freaking going to the fucking porn store and getting my fucking Visa or whatever the credit card was declined. That was embarrassing as shit. And you like tried it multiple times and it's like, no, not working. And it's like, because, you know, like I thought I had the math. Like I remember the situation. Like I was sure there was money on this thing still, right? Because I've been paying attention of all this. No, your credit card's maxed out. You're getting declined at the fucking sex store. Like that's
oh, that'd be the best.
Well, hopefully,
I'll tell you, man, that may have been one of my favorite things, though. I don't know, when I started doing that a couple years ago with the back massager, and just, you know, I had an extra one laying around, and I was just like, fuck, what do you do with these stupid things? I was like shaking my trim bin, and I'm like, well, this is fucking stupid. I was like, I wonder how this works. I started doing that. I was like,
it's like we were talking the other week, like, you know, with the gadgets and gizmos and shit like that, things that aren't necessarily for the girl whatsoever, but they make things so much better. And that's one of those. I don't have a box the thing to do that with, so I end up doing all by myself, and it's still, like you said, it's stupid. Yeah, it works, but not nearly as well as that. That's the kind of thing where the old lady might get a back massager for Christmas this year.
Oh, wait. Hold on. Next level shit right here. Okay. Maybe you need a orbital sander. And, you know, the days that you go to be doing your hashing, you just take the sanding pad off and use that on the bottom. Just saying. Could work just again.
My
now
idea
I want to try the fucking orbital sander. Fuck.
So my idea is I own 3 of these. So I was going to build a wooden frame that catches them somewhere in here. Whatever. So they drop in. And all 3 of them in a row sit there. It look kind of locked in, like not locked in, but
and then vibrate the frame,
and then just have a frame that vibrates.
Yeah, boy.
3 of them sit there. And I can just jump bag by bag by bag. Timer for half hour. Come back, collect it, ditch that material, fucking run through. And then something like that is what I'm gonna do.
That's a great idea, dude.
Yeah, because I dry my trim properly and store it, so when I want to use it, I can. This year, I think I'm donating it. I haven't met the people yet, but I've my new boss has told me about his neighbors. They use it for medicine. They don't have their supply anymore. Blah blah blah. Missing link. So I'm going to try to figure that out for them because I have ample amount. If somebody needs it medicinally, it's free to take. It's yours. Come get it. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to fucking squeak that wheel right and get that figured out. But
I like that.
In the meantime, I've now got 3 garbage bags downstairs that I have to rotate and dry and it can keep from going bad, right? But it's still there and I've done it, so we're on it.
Yeah, I got 2 trim bins, but you know, it's Fuck, by the time harvest is done, I've kind of done each one by one. So, but I can definitely see, like, if harvesting like you are, having to do it quick and everything, that I could see the benefit in, like, building a frame for 3 of them and just doing a bunch at one time, scoop it out, do some more. That's fucking awesome.
If I left it all, so I got all my trim bin material in totes or whatever, wherever it may be, stored off to the side till harvest is done, and then spend a Saturday and just vibrate trim bins, and fuck, you'd probably get.
Hey, Dan. So Dan, I think the concrete mixer would or the concrete vibrator would definitely be a little rough. But now hear me out. I have thought about, they make vibration tables. So just to do the trimming on a vibration table, I just fucking, it'd be doing the work while you're trimming. Fucking.
I feel like that would be annoying as shit.
I think it's
probably.
I think Agnes does it.
Well, hey, but you might be able to get your old lady to do some trimming for you. Tell her you set it right in her lap and be like, "Get the trimming." Turn that motherfucker up and let it go. You might get a new trimmer.
Vibrating armchair. There we go.
Vibrating armchair. Just shake the whole chair and her all together.
That's all I gotta do to never have to trim again. And we get some really good hash out of it too. Fuck yeah.
Fucking give your wife shaking baby syndrome. Fuck.
Yeah, you can get it that late in life, but
I don't even know what it is.
So we're not too far off of the end here, and kind of just to bring it back to kind of the subject of the show here, tongue in cheek, but also deadly serious at the same time here. Let's see here once again in the chat, like where we all think which area of North America, or it doesn't even have to be North America, because we got some awesome people across the world that hanging out with us. Where is growing the best, and the best, the dankest, they're not even, maybe not the dankest, but the most potent, the most brain damaging friggin' weed out there. Who is it? Who's got?
Wait, here, let me pose this one also. Let's not just think about now. Let's think of the future. All right, the future for this shit is boundless. Right, at some point we will be getting weed from other countries imported to us, hopefully fresh, hopefully good. Do we think that the U.S. is going to be where it's...
Not by the time it gets here on a shipping container.
Hey, man, fucking, they might fucking fill these motherfuckers. Like, they might just, like, cure that shit in nitrogen on the way to us. They might figure this shit out in an awesome way to make it cool, all right? There could be a lot of things. Anyway, the future, do we think that it's going to be here, or do we think another country is really going to be where cannabis is where the best? I don't know if it'll be in the States. I think it'll be somewhere equatorial.
I don't necessarily know about the fucking best, but I could actually see fucking somewhere where it's regulated, where we end up just importing it from there, because that's the way the trade world works. And the way, like, take the timber industry or any industries in North America, it seems it's cheaper to send the raw materials overseas and then have that shit built over there and then sent back. I can see something like that happening with the cannabis, but that doesn't make it better.
See, I have to, so like Art Man was saying, right, I remember back in the day, Colombian, if I got something from Colombia that was definitely better than the Mexican crap, we would get, it was better than some of the, random questionable, that we would get from God knows where, but, or even like the Moroccan hash specifically, that was great. I used to be able to get a decent hold of stuff like hash from Morocco. Lebanese hash was fairly common too back in the day, but seemed like the Moroccan was better. So I wonder that also. Hash from different areas are going to have a lot of interestingly different profiles too. So I think that'll be where it really shines. To get hash from other countries is where is really going to be the good.
I feel like
Although
that
amazingly enough,
that would be
Go ahead.
amazing if we could have like free trade in cannabis like that, where we could just easily access and order. You know, like fuck, I want to get a pound of hash from Morocco. That'd be fucking amazing if you could do that. Or suppose Australia suddenly becomes like known for like surly, insane, dank weed or whatever like that, and I can be like, "Yo, Cake, fucking send me some fucking send me some cabbage, yo," and you know, and he can do that. That would be fucking awesome if that was the thing. Now, I think to put it, but like, so we have scientific testing methods here, which have proven this thing can put an end to this debate. I believe maybe it'll change in years future as things advance and whatnot, but we gotta say like the Midwest has to be the clear fucking winner here, because the weed do y'all realize these guys aren't even on the west side of the fucking country? They are very clearly on the eastern half of the United States.
Confused.
So they must be smoking something pretty damn fucking good if they're like, they don't even know where the fuck they are geographically. And so there you get my winner there. I can say I've smoked a bunch of Adam's stuff that he's bred up, and I've said repeatedly long before this show, or before this episode happened, that he is my favorite breeder out there. So that's as scientific as it really gets there, I think.
I like the theory behind that. We're so stoned, the shit's so good, we couldn't even figure out what part of the country we were in. I like it. Nailed it.
Y'all are fucking wandering lost, man. Clueless.
Yeah, I don't know where it comes from, man. You know what I gotta say? Local outdoor, man. Finished local outdoor. That's it,
favorite. Man. Fucking smoke local.
That stuff I could say probably like not the best stuff, but most memorable. A buddy of mine, Clayton, way back. Remember the house I showed you the other day, the Les Bronson's house? We were driving down the road. That house. They grew weed there in high school, and it was the most electric lime green shit ever, and it stunk so fucking bad. And you smoked it, and you fucking delaminated. You fucking unwound. You were done. You couldn't do fuck all but sit there and laugh. And that was the kind of weed I've been chasing that kind of shit forever. And every once in a while, you get it with somebody's backyard boogie. They don't know the strain. They don't know nothing. It just was finished well. And it fucking rocks you. Yeah, that was a good one, too. And, yeah, that's my favorite. So it's anywhere in North America where you can get the goddamn thing to finish properly. I struggle with that big time. So.
I think maybe you are onto something. One, if you can, grow it yourself. Anything that you can grow yourself that you have a connection to will be better than anything, period, right? There's something to that connection between you and the medicine that you grow. So I think your own, no matter what, will always be the best for you. And then beyond that, shit, man, I think you're right, man. Local, just somewhere local near you. Like the food. Your life, everything can be done better if it's done local. So, yeah, I would say that same. Smoke local.
I kind of said these two off right off near the beginning of the show. They're like ego and cultivar. So I kind of feel like Fluff just kind of backed those up with, like anything you've grown yourself and you've put that pride into and stuff like that, you're going to be proud of it. And, there will be some of that. I also feel like there is a lot of cultivar specifics to your biology. Once again, what I smoke and does me right is not necessarily going to have the exact same effects on Fluff or G-Bay or anyone else in the live chat. You might like it. It might not hit you the same way, or you might just be like, yeah, that's not the shit at all. And I think that's a lot of it. And add to the get to local. Well, fuck yeah. The odds are it's going to be fresher, right? Is part of that. Like some of the weed that you see is to go to the dispensary, and we're taking them out. They're not growing the best weed. We know that. But when you look at the shipping dates or the packaging dates on some of this stuff, and it's like, wow.
I do, big word.
Yep. And that's actually... Oh, sorry. Yeah, go. And I'll try and remember what I was going to say.
I was just going to say, I think that we need to take the terms Landrace and then transition into calling them heirloom strains. more like kind of everybody else, to really, to just kind of transition more into the scene that's normal to most people who grow anything, right? At least to me. It's just, it fits better in the terminology. So
I feel like if I'm correct, the term Landrace is untouched by human hands. Means we haven't interfered or fucked with it. By now, the only places
that's not a thing.
Undiscovered, exactly. And the way a lot of you look at the seed hunters, right? A lot of us watch their shows on YouTube and we like them and stuff like that. But what are they doing? They're taking their seeds and bringing them to these places with supposed landrace strains and trading. It's barter system. I get it. I'm not against it, but that means stuff is getting mixed and commingled and all that. And I think so. And this is something I've actually wanted to bring up as a potential topic for discussion on a future episode. But I didn't know how to word it, and I think the heirloom to landrace is the best, actually, maybe the best way to put it, because I certainly would love to get some Acapulco gold. Well, now, would I consider that a landrace or an heirloom? Fucking rates, I'd consider that an heirloom. At this point in time,
right.
Panama red, same kind of thing.
Yeah, a land race. Maybe think of something, something that somebody just says, hey, here's something Jamaican. It doesn't have a name. You know what I mean? If you have put a name to it, you're probably already talking about an heirloom. Because I think kind of what Kingfisher just said up there earlier is, land race is more of a wild. It's wild. It's flat out. It's wild, right? It's it's out there. It's untouched. It's wild. Where it's more open. Where the heirloom is going to be something touched. It's going to be bred. It's going to be more worked, but it's held onto for a long time. So you get into something then, like say where I would think I'm just trying to think, kind of off. But like lamb's bread, right? It's a Jamaican. Some people would call that a land race, I believe. The lamb's bread. Lamb's breath. I forget the fucking name. I think there's two of them. But take that. I would call that more of an heirloom, where I've heard it referred to as one of their land race strains. Where that's right. I consider that more heirloom. It's been worked. It's been touched. Yeah, it's been around forever. But right, it was worked from their true wild genetics, from my understanding. But now that would be, I'm looking for that heirloom rather than, that land race. Sure, it'd be cool. I can probably find a land race out here, some wild hemp growing in a ditch. I can grab that shit up. That's a fucking land race, probably not going to get something great from it. Maybe someday, breeding wise, good, because it'll work great for outdoor in your area, right? Those land races are really a breeding thing first, in my eyes, for stabilizing to your area. You know what I mean?
I feel like the term landrace is just a fancy word for region now. Right? Like,
kind of.
Like those Pakistanis that I just did earlier this year. Like, are they a landrace or is it just a regional plant? Right? It came from that region, right? Who knows what it's been possibly mixed and crossed with over the years.
I love that, Dan. I agree. It's a fun conversation for us, but the plant's looking at us like, you dumbasses. No one cares.
It's just kind of neat to see over the oh, my camera went all weird. Awesome. Over the, so much mixing goes on, and this plant is so, I'm sure you could do with a lot of other stuff, but for me, cannabis is in my face and I use it all the time. So I notice it a lot more, but it's just so cool how you can interbreed everything from all over the place. All these different, they all match up and it's like math. You can add them together like numbers.
Well, I mean, so there's a very interesting part, that they don't all, they do all match up, but they don't, right? With enough breeding looking, with the truth. Exactly. You can get some real fucked up shit from things because, right, they don't have that great matchup, but most of them do. You can come out with something very interesting.
Yeah, it's neat that way.
But rarely you find two that just don't get along, and then you have some what the fucks happen.
Yeah, like the one I bred one, and it turned out like the Dr. Grimspoon kind of thing. Single calyx, fucking all over the place and weird, and wouldn't have done nothing for weight. Tried to wash it to see if it was special in that way, and the trichomes were so soft and had so little wax in them that it was just a goopy mess no matter what you did with it. So I was like,
no fun.
Yeah, super lemony, like super. It was almost like a lemon lime, like really pungent that way, but just such a disaster to work with that it took away from all those special attributes. The pain in the ass was such a great attribute to it that it was like, nah, cool, but not learning experience. We'll chalk that one up as education. Bye.
Hey, Dr. Lieb, we're going to do it Tuesday evening, and we're going to do a larger one since I was traveling, and once again, I forgot to grab it. We were going to do a mystery giveaway, decided we'll just do it Tuesday, so I'm going to make it extra bigger for Tuesday. Extra juicy.
Looking at the time, looks like it's about that time. We'll start wrapping this all up. I want to thank everyone for jumping in with us. I saw 73 people hanging out here with us earlier. That's pretty badass. If you haven't already, do us a solid and hit the thumbs up, like and subscribe, all that good stuff. If you haven't already, share with a friend. Let them know about the awesomeness going on down here. I had a lot of fun this morning.
Yeah, thanks for coming up with a fun topic to talk about, and to everybody in chat, thanks for fucking coming in on the discussion. We love seeing and having, this isn't a one-way discussion between us on the screen. We love to talk to you guys there in the chat. So, as always, thank you for everybody for the participation in chat, for all the information, for everybody out there. And yeah, I hope everybody has a great weekend and fucking good and lifted.
All right, y'all. You know what time it is. We're gonna bless your souls with some rock and roll and get the F up here.
Peace out, everybody. Grow with love.
Thank you, dude.
Heaven never warned you of the joys of hell. The world can get so manic, silence sits so well. I need asylum in prison, forgotten and married, forgotten and married. Like you're so nervous thinking about the future, 'cause I've been wrong before. Coffin, and I dug myself a hole. The pit I had buried me.
dude, forget all my lights are on and stuff like that. I thought I had to wait like more time before they all started coming on with the time change and all that, but I guess I was all confused.
I'm roasting a giant dab. My fucking camera doesn't work.
That sounds about right.
Oh well, if you can envision